Hey guys, it's 27 Timmy here. I'm coming to you with my mini series. I'm going through my bag, really dissecting my bag, showing you exactly what I carry. I'm going section by section. This section will be drivers. I'm going to show you what drivers I throw. I'm going to tell you why I carry each driver, what kind of shots I throw with them, their weights and everything specific. And then I'm going to show you what I carry in my backup bag. So I've got, let's see, one, two, three, I believe I have 8 drivers. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 drivers in my bag currently. Carry 3 molds of drivers in my bag. But let's get started. I'll go through the understable discs first, and then I'll hit the overstable. And I guess my overstable discs are my more distanced discs. And then I'll go through what's in my backup bag after that. Yeah. So we'll start with, this is my most understable disc. It's a 175 gram EchoStar Valkyrie. Beat in. I found it in a pond. It's pretty beat in. Basically, this disc is a roller when I need a roller. It's a super understable disc. I'll put it on a hyzer flick, so I'll let go about right there, and I'll flick it, and I'll sit up like that, and I'll turn over, and I'll just have a beautiful turnover, a very predictable turnover. I really like this disc for shots where it's like, I use it for a particular hole that's 420 feet. There's trees down the right side, and I pull it out, flick it with a hyzer, and I'll flip over and ride and usually get about pin high. Understable drivers will be easier to get more distance with because they're naturally wanting to turn over, but at the same time they're trying to fight back, so it keeps the disc in the air longer. Whereas if you have an overstable disc, it'll hit like that, and the aerodynamics are lost because it goes straight to the ground. So that's my most understable disc, most understable driver. The next one I have is a Champion Glow Valkyrie, the mini star stamp. This is a 168. The only reason I got this is really to back up that it's a straighter version. The Valkyries I have are usually for controlled distance. I'll pull this out for 340 foot shots to 360 foot, 380 foot shots. Just really controlled distance, keep my disc where I want it, don't overthrow the holes when I don't need to. This disc is rated to be super straight pretty much, and that's pretty much how it performs. I'll turn it over sometimes, but if I put it on hyzer, it'll stay pretty flat. I really like that disc. Then my next 2 discs are the Destroyers. I carry 2 Destroyers. This is a Champion Destroyer. It's pretty beat in. It's a 168. If you see that, it's decently beat in. It's got some scratching on it. I like this disc. It's a very straight distance disc. I can throw it really far, really straight, really controlled. I can put a hyzer on it. I can turn it over sometimes, but this is my disc when I need to keep a disc 400 feet. I'll pull this out and I'll hit this consistently 400 feet. Then its brother is the Star Destroyer. This is a 175 max weight custom die. And this is basically the same disc, just more overstable, so I'll throw this at a consistent 400 feet for an overstable disc that I need to fight the wind or just for an overstable shot. This is, I can make this understable if I flick it. So basically the same disc, just one goes under, one goes over. That's why I carry 2 of them. And there's the same mold, so they're the same grip. I will say the Champion has more glide, so I'll get more distance out of it. But I like both discs equally. They're great to have. Destroyers are a very popular disc with pros that play for Innova and Discmania, just because they're very versatile. You can beat them in, they'll fly really well. My distance discs that I carry in my bag right now have to be the Innova Boss. I've been throwing bosses since I started. It was my second driver. Let's see, what did I start with? I might have started with a Valkyrie. No, I started with a Blizzard T-Devil. Yeah, a T-Devil. Super light. It was a really nice disc. I could throw it really far when I had it, and I thought it was the coolest thing. I could throw it forever. And forever then was 250 feet. Now I can throw my star bosses 450. My maximum distance with a boss would be with this beat-in Champion Boss. It's understable. It's got super glide because it's Champion plastic, and I hit 560 feet with it. I do have a witness, so if you don't think I'm legit, I'm gonna see if I can get that guy in here. But 560 feet with this, I got really lucky. I threw it with hyzer, it flipped up, and all of a sudden this huge gust of wind came from behind me, and it kind of was behind me but going this way. So when the disc is flying and it gets like this, popped up, and I kid you not, it went up another 50 feet, and it just flew forever. And it's flying like this, and it starts to fight back, and it just stays gliding. I thought it wasn't going to come down, and it came down 560 feet. I walked it out 3 times just to make sure I had a good read on it. But that's my distance disc. The yellow one is a 168, and I've got 2 red ones. This red one is 170, and this one's 175. The reason I carry 3 bosses is because this is a super overstable boss, so it's for wind, or it's for a controlled hyzer, like a super spike hyzer, a hyzer bomb. That's this disc. The 170 is quite beat in. I can turn it over, but it's a good midweight between the two. I can turn it over when I need to. I can hyzer it when I need to. It's pretty straight. And then this boss is a turnover boss. It's 168. I've been throwing it the most out of these 3. I just love this disc for distance. I can get it about 400 to 415 uphill. Like I said, 450 is my typical drive with this. I average around a 430 with it, but I can throw a 450 if I really try, and I can do it. I'm really trying to get a video out to show you guys, so I'm not BSing you guys. I really can do it. I'm hoping to have video out soon of driving and playing a full round. So I carry 3 bosses. So like I said, it's very simple for my drivers. 3 molds, 3 reasons, controlled. 2 of them are controlled, 1 of them is just absolute distance. So then I'm going to show you the 4 I have sitting out of my bag. I've got a Prodigy D2. This is a 173 gram disc. It's an overstable disc. It's supposed to have the same flight characteristics as the boss. It's just supposed to have 1 more glide rating than the boss, and I will agree it's got more glide. But as soon as I started throwing it a lot, it started to become a turnover driver, which I didn't like. That's why it's sitting out of my bag right now. But when I need to, I can throw it in my bag for a turnover driver. But I can put it on the hyzer when I need to, and these discs are almost identical. This is my boss that I throw like super far. They both have the same flight pretty much. This is just a more beat-in boss. This is a decently beat-in Prodigy D2. This boss is 175. I got it at a tournament earlier this year, and I beat it in pretty quick because it was my favorite driver for months. And then I finally took it out because it got too understable. But then I had the same problem with my Prodigy D2. It started to get understable, and so I couldn't throw it how I wanted to. The next disc I have is the West Side Disc Sword. It's supposed to be close to the Destroyer, with speed 12, glide 5, turn 0, fade 2. I like the disc. It's 173 grams. It's a little beat in, but I turn over the disc like no other. It's a great disc. I don't know if their flight scale is different than Innova, but I turn this disc over like nobody's business. I can throw it almost like that beat-in Valkyrie, but I can throw this a little further, and my goal is not to throw it further because that's why I have the control. Plus, it's another mold in my bag that I don't need necessarily. But it's a great disc. If you guys are looking for a good high-speed driver, I'd recommend the West Side Sword. It's a VIP plastic. Then I've got this CFR disc. It's a Park Side of the Moon Monster. I believe it's 175 grams. This disc is just an absolute hyzer disc. Any shot I throw with it is a hyzer. If I try to thumber it, it's a great thumber disc. It'll flip straight up and it'll go straight down. Tomahawk, same thing. Flip up and go straight down. It's a great spike hyzer. It's a great hyzer bomb. It's a controlled hyzer bomb disc. This thing, it's good for skipping and forearm play. When I want to pull out a forearm drive, I'll usually throw out this if I need it. If I'm looking at a course that's a big forearm course, I'll throw this in my bag because I can really come around it and it'll stay hyzer because it's a super overstable disc. Those are my backup drivers. These are my main drivers, so I carry in my bag. I don't really plan on changing my drivers pretty much. I really don't see myself switching my bosses to destroyers because I find that I get more distance with the boss. I just absolutely love the boss. I can't find anything wrong with them. They're probably my favorite driver. I do carry the destroyer for the controlled long distance shots. That's really why I carry the destroyer. And the Valkyries, I don't see changing them out because I need a roller disc when I need it. I need an understable disc when I need it. So those are great candidates. My bag is pretty much well put together. I cover almost everything in my bag that I need for shot opportunities and options. Driving is one of the most important parts of the game. It's really where you put your drive is going to tell you how you're going to do that hole. If you throw it in the woods, you're going to have probably a less chance of doing well in that hole because you're going to have to recover and then come back. But if you put yourself in a good shot with a driver, the one thing I will say is when you're driving, I would take control over distance. I've been lucky. I've been learning techniques. I've been studying techniques, videos, slow motion videos of Paul Macbeth and David Feldberg. Will Schustrick's a great guy to watch. He can absolutely crush drives 500 feet, any day. And so I've just been really getting the technique down and figuring out the spin to speed ratio and flicking it. I've been able to figure that out pretty well, and I'll be able to show you guys that when I get outdoor video. But that's the drivers I carry in my bag. This is my total bag. If you guys have seen the past 3 videos plus this one, it's a 4-video miniseries. One thing I really didn't cover is my miniature disc, which is just a Pandemonium Mini with a mustache. And it's really not a big deal. But that's my drivers I carry in my bag. Let me know if you guys like the drivers. Let me know what kind of drivers you guys throw. If you want me to try any drivers for you. I want to try a Westside VIP Giant. And I also want to throw a Trespass, a dynamic Trespass. But those are the 2 drivers I've been looking at. Probably won't change any of my drivers soon. Just because I love the ones I have and they're going to last a while. But those are my drivers. This is my bag. If you guys have any questions, just let me know. Give me a comment. Subscribe to my channel. Like my video. Dislike it. Tell me what you think about it. Thanks, guys, for watching. I'll see you next time. I'll have a video up within the next week or so for the unboxing and the announcing of any winners, if there are winners for the unboxing. Thanks, guys, for watching. I'll see you next time.